we tell clients, if I knew what stocks or the market were going to do, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be on my private island somewhere. So like the guys who are selling you the courses, they likely don't know anything, or they wouldn't feel the need to sell these classes. And if they're doing it for some altruistic reason, they wouldn't charge you a fee for it. They would just do it because they want to help people. So I don't find it frustrating, because I understand it. And there's different levels of lessons to be learned, and different levels of things to know or think you know.
So if we were going to break it down, if we were going to be real clickbaity though, and you were talking to like a 22-year-old, and you're like, here's the 3 things you should do right now. Mm-hmm. What are you going with? What are your top 3?
I think it's mostly habitual. I don't think you don't need to go understand PE ratios. If you're 22 years old, you don't really have to have a great accounting knowledge to be successful. You need to establish good habits. So even if it's just, I say $50 a paycheck, just to get in the habit of doing that. I think that's a great start. I think understanding what a budget is a great start for a 22-year-old. And then having some semblance of, ideally, what does my lifestyle look like in the future? And that's where you can start to really dig into the details and find out, okay, well, what steps are necessary for me to get from where I am at 22, maybe not making a lot of money, to how do I sustain a certain lifestyle at a later time?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things for me that I realized, like I didn't know anything about money, but I worked for a company. I was waiting tables and bartending, right? So you basically get no paycheck at all. And I learned that that this company happened to offer like a 401k. So I could take all of what would be in my paycheck, which was like at the time, I think it was $213 an hour or whatever, but I'm rocking 40 hours a week. All that would just go to taxes generally, throwing that into a 401k that I completely forgot about until like 6 months ago. And finding like all this money, like a fun surprise, was super cool, because I've learned this going into the corporate world and everything. No one ever goes like, I wish I didn't invest money into my 401k. It's always like, I wish I would have done it sooner. Mm-hmm.